Okay, silence on stage. And Vic, stable. Focus on presenter IE. Presenter IE. You are live on air.
Hello guys, welcome to KISE TV Straight Talk. Today we are having an interrogation here about the state of leadership. Of course, in every action, in every situation, in every moment, in every place, leadership must be mentioned. We are having guests here alongside my co-host. He will introduce himself before others.
Hello guys, it's your boy Lenny Lezen. Welcome back to Sarel Talk. So karibuni sana na leo tuko na different guests, so tutaongelea about state of leadership.
Of course, you've heard from my co-host Lenny Lezen. It will be an amazing interview. Alongside, we have apart from the guests we have here, we have one most important person here, a political analyst. Introduce yourself to the viewers.
Hey guys, it's Majid Marvin, new title, political analyst. I'll be taking you through politics, states of leadership.
That is a political analyst, because when you talk about leadership, politics must be mentioned. Of course, stay tuned, get to know others here. On my left hand side here, I have one amazing lady. Introduce yourself.
Hi guys, it's Mabel.
Mabel, representing all the ladies in the institution. I have two other amazing guests here. They may introduce themselves.
Hey, it's Chimera again, genetics.
Hey, this is Mustafa back again.
You heard from them. Now it's a time now we start our interrogation. Main topic being leadership. Of course, when you talk about leadership, you are talking leadership around the world, leadership around the institution, leadership around the country. Let us start by the leadership. Of course, in our country, Kenya, we've had the exchange of power just a year, whereby the former government extend the power of the current government. We are talking about President Uhuru Kenyatta, our former president, exchanging powers after the period which is required by the constitution, terminating his leadership and the current leadership of President William Ruto. Of course, there are changes there. If we may begin by the leadership of Uhuru Kenyatta, my co-host, kindly please state some key factors there concerning the leadership of President Uhuru Kenyatta, and if you may try to relate with the current government. Is it okay? Or before we ask our political analyst here to say something.
Mimi nikiangalia the way Uhuru venye alikuwa anafanya na sasa the way vitu zinaenda different, because ukiangalia sema mawaziri wenye wako kama ile toa ni wengine tofauti, na ndio wanafanya kazi. Unaona sasa fika extent imebidi kwa change kwa bali imebidi kila station mahali aliwekwa imebidi wabadilishe kwa kuna some works kwa Spanish mwana. So maybe Magic Mabel anaweza kuambia more about.
You are setting something there. You actually mean that the former government kindly, it's like they failed in the other positions.
Si walifanya party yao ikakuwa perfect. In fact, hiyo ni yao ndio ilikuwa mimi na kwao ilikuwa fit kuliko sasa hivi.
Okay, if we may come to our political analyst here, kindly are you able to state some key factors that when today you are being asked about the leadership of President Uhuru Kenyatta, what are the achievements? Or if you may try to relate that the former government, especially the last term, if you can try to read our constitution, you can see that the government of Kenya is formed by a president and his deputy president, who actually can be elected for 2 terms, not exceeding that. And you can see, if you can relate, there was disagreement between the president and the deputy president. Kindly, so from that, was it really good? Were there fruits we can see from the disagreements?
Okay, thank you, President Heidi. So, comparing the Uhuru Ruto regime and the Ruto Gachagua regime, there's a lot of difference in the two states of power. Okay, so during Uhuru Ruto's time, I think the country was a bit smoother than it is today. You know, especially in the last term, where there was quite a challenge, but Uhuru managed to sail through it without giving much burden to the citizens. Okay. Yet in the Ruto's regime, first during their campaign, to say, sorry for taking you back a while, but there was this promise like, the first 100 days in office, I don't know what will happen, and this. Very many promises were made, and then here we come. We are not experiencing anything that can bring us down economically. Yet taxes are rising, so things are inflating.
Maybe I can just try to take you back. When you talk about leadership, of course, there is weak leadership and there is strong leadership and able leadership. So where actually does the government of Uhuru Kenyatta lies between the key factors I mentioned there?
Okay, to add on it, let me say there is good leadership, there is a better leadership, and there is a leadership that is there just to be called a leader. So to categorize, I would say Uhuru Kenyatta was in the state of a good leadership. Uhuru Kenyatta was just a good leader. He was able to come through for the people during the pandemic, and unlike the Kibaki regime, in fact the Kibaki regime was the better.
There is something you are trying to mention there. So before you mention, I want you to hold on there. We want to come to other participants in this dialogue. Let me begin by this lady here. Kindly please, are you able to state the government of the achievements of the former government, which is Uhuru's? Is there anything you are proud?
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. When we look back, alifanya efforts nyingi. He managed the construction of the SGR. Enye sai inasaidia sana, like transportation of people, bulky goods. So that's an achievement.
The achievement. Yeah. So that's you stated the achievement. I want to come to one of the participants here, or one of the stakeholders here. If you can try to relate the success, which or even the failures that came from the former government. If you see, the President Uhuru Kenyatta tried to collaborate with the opposition leader, excluding his deputy. Was it good or it was a bad decision?
It was a good decision.
Why?
Because Uhuru, as a Mount Kenya, as Uhuru has come from Mount Kenya, we can say he was trying to look for peace. And in Kenya, we value peace than any other being.
So you've mentioned something there that Uhuru from Mount Kenya was trying to bring peace, excluding his deputy president from Rift Valley. You can see that is not peace. Why did he exclude his deputy? That's also peace. He could have included all of them. So when you were mentioning about peace there and someone is being excluded out, is it really?
I know why he excluded Ruto, because Ruto, according to his values, is a dictator. And as a dictator, you cannot tell him anything. So he will do according to his choice.
Are you able to confirm your statement?
Yes.
Confirm.
I can confirm it by during the time of Kibaki, that's 2007, during the war, Ruto and Kibaki, Ruto and Raila stood together so that they can fight. Not to have peace, just to fight. Just to kill other people. They don't care what people are going through.
That is your own opinion. Of course, you have to testify and confirm. Now that we are coming to one of the stakeholders here, Francisco. Francisco, what can you say about the former government? Was it stable? Was it unstable?
So, to my side, I think the former government was better than if you compare this government. You know what? Even if you see the cost of living, the former government and this one, they are two different things. At this government of now, the high cost of living is high. So compared to the former, even if you see in terms of fuel, it have gone high from 100 to 217. That is petrol.
Just some few weeks after the inauguration of the current president, William Ruto, he mentioned something about borrowing, which he said is the key factor which contributes to the unsuccessful of a country. And he said something: we should not borrow, we should stand for our own. So the value of products is going high just to pay the debt which was left by the former government. So is that something which can be termed to be good, or it is just something which is bad?
Let me use a word wise people use. Wise people who are well. Wise people say, who are well, they say, if you ask them for money, they don't have right to give. Their money is used somewhere else. They even borrow. Okay, so you cannot say that you cannot borrow so that you can sustain yourself. No, you must borrow because this is a country, not a person. If it's a person, you can maintain yourself, you can do anything. But a country, we need to do so many things. Like if you just not borrow, our taxes are not able to stand by our own. We need to start a process small, little by little.
To my co-host, before we come to our political analyst, what can you say about the views which have been aired out by the stakeholders which are here to talk about leadership? Actually, everyone here has got his or her own opinion. What can you say?
Kila leader must have a vision strategy. So inategemea mtu mwenye ameingia anachukulia serikali yake aje na watu wake aje. So kila leader mwenye ameappointiwa lazima awe na followers na maadili mzuri, umeona. So kila msee hapa, kila wenye wamesema ako right, kila mtu ana nia yake.
Okay, maybe we should come back to our analyst here. There is that thing I mentioned earlier, the collaboration of the government and the opposition leader, excluding the second in command that time during the reign of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Was that something to be termed good?
Okay, I would say Uhuru Kenyatta excluded Ruto. Talking back to 2007, after Raila declared Kibaki, like he said, Kibaki tosha, and then Ruto felt he felt he wasn't excluded, but he felt excluded, and he left ODM and joined Uhuru Kenyatta. After the handshake, he again felt excluded and left. So Ruto is one guy who just feels excluded and does what he so desires. Not that he's excluded, no, he just feels excluded, and then he bursts out and starts raging war that, oh, the government is not on my side, I don't know what, whatever. But he's not excluded, he excludes himself actually.
So regarding that action of excluding President William Ruto, there are qualities of a good leader, there are qualities of a strong leadership. Are you able to state?
Yeah, first, to be a good leader, you must be a leader who listens to his people. Second, to be a good leader, you must be a leader who is willing to go down for the good of his people. You are ready at any time, anywhere, to do something that will benefit your people but not benefit you personally. As a good leader, you must be able to make sacrifices.
Now, those are the qualities of a good leader you mentioned. Let us now focus on the cabinet secretaries during that time, before the current government. We had Matiang'i, we had Eugene Wamalwa, we had and many more. So, do you think they had qualities of a good leader as the secretaries holding big offices in the state?
Yeah, because see,
let me, before you say, like others decided to focus on politics, like Eugene Wamalwa, apart from him holding a big office, he still played a major role in the politics, especially in the Luya region, mobilizing the Western people to vote for their candidate during that time, Raila Odinga. Was it something good?
Yeah, it was something good, because I don't see why you tell somebody not to participate in politics because he is holding a big office in the government. That's not fair. If he wants to participate, let him participate. Let him do whatever he so desires in the world of politics. The world of politics is a vast free one. So you do whatever you want.
If you maybe try to compare the current cabinet secretaries and the former ones, whom do you think are the best and they are performing their duty?
I would give the former. Because there are people who could stand in their grounds and say, even if the president was wrong and the president said, look, take somebody like, let me say, Matiang'i. Matiang'i was not ready to take orders that will defy his people. He was able to stand for the people and say, no, this is wrong according to the government, and this is how it should be done to benefit the people. Take somebody like George Magoha. That man made a very, very big step in terms of education, in terms of bringing change to the education system in Kenya.
At some point during that time, the deputy president, William Ruto, during that time, complained that Matiang'i was being used by the government to ambush him. Was the statement true?
Those were accusations. The police were acting lawfully. They were acting. You can't say that because you're a leader, so you can just bypass the laws and do whatever you want because you are holding an office in the government, because you are the deputy government. No, the constitution applies to an unborn child to the topmost leaders in the country. The constitution is for all.
Okay, the key thing there, you are mentioning that the constitution is for all. You are saying that the government followed everything that was required to make sure that the leadership was stable. Let us now focus to the current government. After politics, which according to the history of Kenya, we cannot try to term it with any or compare it with any government there or any election there. It was an historic election held there after a long campaign, whereby for the first time in Kenya, the president who was in power at that time supported the opposition leader, leaving his deputy president aside. And the Kenyans decided whom to vote. We saw the current president, William Ruto, from Kenya Kwanza, being declared the president. So, I have a question for you, lady. Do you think it's a high time now we say that the constitution of Kenya has grown, like the president is not able to control the voice of the voters? They voted regardless of where the government was supporting. Do you think, is it something to be praised?
Yes, it is. Because it's really good. Doesn't drop me a I vote for someone I don't want. And yet namjua vizuri, or I know what he can do. So it's good, and then ni vizuri to adjust to changes. You can't stick around tomorrow just for a whole term or many years. You need to change. So in my opinion, it's a good thing.
So, according to her, it's a good thing, saying that the constitution has grown, everybody has his or her own